Once upon a time, there was a large and colorful forest where many different animals lived together. In this forest, a traditional race was held every year. This race would determine the fastest in the forest, and all the animals would begin preparations for it days in advance. On the day of the race, animals such as the tortoise, rabbit, deer, and squirrel gathered to compete. Everyone's eyes were on the rabbit, the favorite of the race. The rabbit had won many times before, and he was confident he would win this race too. However, this year, the tortoise also wanted to participate in the race. The other animals were surprised by the tortoise's decision, and some of them even made fun of him. But the tortoise just smiled and said, "I will race too. After all, what matters is to participate and do your best." When the race started, the rabbit quickly took the lead, but he was so sure of himself that he decided to take a nap under a tree in the middle of the race. Meanwhile, the tortoise continued to move forward slowly but steadily. As the other animals watched the race, they noticed that the rabbit was asleep and were very surprised. When the rabbit woke up and saw that the tortoise had passed him and was nearing the finish line, he was shocked and immediately started to run. But it was too late. The tortoise had crossed the finish line and won the race. The animals gathered and congratulated the tortoise. The tortoise said, "Being slow and steady is better than being fast and careless." The rabbit learned a lesson from this incident and began to remember that he raced not to always be the fastest, but to always strive to be the best. Once again, it was reminded in the forest that each animal had its own special ability, and everyone progressed at their own pace. The determination of the tortoise taught everyone a great lesson. After the surprise victory of the tortoise, all the inhabitants of the forest were talking about it. The tortoise's victory sparked a big celebration in the forest. After the race, everyone gathered and threw a victory party. Animals from every corner of the forest came together. Birds sang songs, squirrels danced, and bears cooked fish. Meanwhile, the friendship between the tortoise and the rabbit grew even stronger. The rabbit began to have great respect for the tortoise's determination and perseverance. The two of them decided to form a team to teach lessons about competition and sportsmanship to the other young animals in the forest. The following year, the race became even bigger and more exciting. This time, animals from all over the forest participated. Before the race, the tortoise and the rabbit worked together to teach the young animals how to warm up, gather energy, and most importantly, how to have a fair and honest race. On the day of the race, animals from all over the forest gathered. This time, the tortoise and the rabbit did not race. They served as judges at the start of the race. A young deer, one of the new participants, ran very fast and won the race. However, the real winner of the race was the unity and friendship of the forest. After the race, the tortoise said, "Everyone progresses at their own pace, and everyone's contribution is valuable." The forest inhabitants celebrated this year's race with great enthusiasm and began planning an even bigger event for the next year. The forest had become not only a racing place but also a center of friendship, respect, and learning. The tortoise and the rabbit helped spread love and mutual respect throughout every corner of the forest.